What's up guys, Janus here. Today I am bringing this video on unit review of Dark Dunkelhund to you guys. I will also recommend proper room setup for this awesome servant. Before starting this video, please hit that like and subscribe button to help this channel grow. So without losing any further time, let's head into this servant's discussion. Let's first start with his skill description. His first skill, named Scorching Bite, gives him 85% chance of decreasing enemy defense for 30 seconds. This skill is good, but at the same time, this skill is also very common throughout the game. Most of the DPS servants share the same type of skill characteristics in their first skill. Due to its high abundance, this skill does not help to make him a unique character. Thus, I would like to rate this skill as 6.0 over 10. While his second skill, called Flamethrower, allows him to heal the whole team by 30%, not just himself, but to the entire team. This skill is what makes him a healer type class. At the same time, this skill also has 85% chance to disrupt the enemy from healing HP. This can be really good in certain situations, like when you are fighting against a healing enemy or boss, where the enemy keeps on healing itself over and over again back to its full health or recovers a great chunk of its health. This can be very frustrating, but with this Dark Dunkelhund around, you will save yourself from this sort of frustrations. With such good utility and healing characteristics of this skill, I would like to give this second skill of Dark Dunkelhund a score of 9.0 over 10. Whereas, talking about his third skill or ultimate skill, called Breath of the Sun, he increases the skill gods of all allies by 20%. This is what makes the Dark Dunkelhund very unique and superior as a utility servant. Any skill that can increase the skill gods of all allies is a very powerful skill, because skills are the main damage dealing mechanism in this game and can heavily influence the core performance of your team. The skills majorly determines if your team can kill an enemy or not. This ultimate skill of Dark Dunkelhund also has a very high chance of removing all enemy buffs, not just 1, 2 or 3, but the entire buffs an enemy is carrying at a time. This can be very useful when you are battling with an enemy that keeps on applying himself a various sort of buffs like defense increase, attack increase, and speed increase. Thus, this skill will help you a big time in defeating the enemies who are always putting a lots of buffs on them and making it really hard for you guys to clear the stage. Thus, I would gladly give this skill a perfect score of 10 over 10. Now, let's look into his passive skill. It has a good chance of increasing defense of tank servants in the team during the fight and also reduces the defense of the enemy every time he uses a skill. This is a very good passive skill as it allows all his skills to break defense of an enemy, which in turn helps your team to bring the enemy down to its knees very fast. And at the same time, he will also boost the survival rate of the team, as he will make the tank of the team tougher. So this bread and butter skill can get a good score of 8.0 over 10. In addition, he has a team passive. His team passive allows him to boost the speed of entire team by 15% in all regions, not just dungeon or tiles or PvP arena, but in all regions. Now that's really a hard skill. With increased speed, your team can heal, buff, debuff, and dish out more damage due to increased skill cooldown rate. As higher the speed of a servant, higher the cooldown rate of his or her skills. So, I'm really glad to give this skill of Dark Dunkelhund a 9.0 over 10. So, he has an average score of 8.5 over 10. Thus, he belongs to tier 1 list as his score falls between 8 to 9. In other words, This servant is a super cool, awesome unit which you can evolve to 6 stars and have him as your core unit in your team in order to breeze through several contents of this game. Now, let's see which runes will benefit this awesome servant the most. He can get a lot of boost in his performance throughout the game with the eruption rune. This rune set grants him a 25% boost to his speed stats. As I have already discussed on how speed stats can improve the skill spamming rate of a servant due to the decreased skill cooldown time. On the other hand, life rune can help him a lot to outlast during the battle time, as this rune gives him an extra HP, which in turn makes him a bit more tanky. As a healer servant, his core objective is to keep spamming heal, buff and debuff skills over and over again at faster rate, and also to outlast the entire battle without even dying. Thus, eruption and life rune can be very beneficial for this servant. Now, let's look into the fact that which primary rune stats to focus in his equipped runes. Rune slot number 1, 3 and 5 have flat primary stats, so you don't really need to worry about the primary stats and just focus on the grade and secondary stat of the rune. Whereas for second slot, please get him a rune with speed as the primary stat, as this is the only slot where speed will appear as primary stat, and it will greatly enhance his effectiveness during the gameplay. While for the fourth slot, please get him a HP percentage as the primary stat, as it will give him that extra tankiness to outlast the entire battle by staying alive. Finally, you need to give him a rune with accuracy as the primary stat in his 6th rune, as accuracy stat is very crucial for a servant to successfully inflict a status ailment, or simply to say, to apply debuffs on enemy. While lower accuracy, he won't be able to apply debuffs on an enemy at a guaranteed rate. So lower the accuracy rate, lower the chance that he is gonna apply the debuff on an enemy. So that's really bad, guys. So this is all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to help this channel grow. Thank you, guys. See you guys in the next video.